Buenos dias. I just wanted to change things up a bit. All right, we're looking at literature today. So this is literature video number 3. Lesson number 3. Our book this year, again, is called A Wonder Book for Boys and Girls. It is by Nathaniel Hawthorne, but we're not going to get into it yet because we are checking out the biblical purpose, biblical origin, purpose, and principles for literature. Now, last week we looked at the origin. So now today we're going to take a look at the purpose of biblical, or not purpose of biblical purpose, there we go, let me get it out right, of literature. Now, as you can see, I changed my background momentarily because I just needed to change. And let's see, biblical, let me get the right page. All right, here we go. Just to make sure you're on the right one, it is number 3, your class 5. This is literature number 3. It'll be video number 3. And so go ahead and pull out your paper because you will need to follow along. So, biblical purpose. Give me one moment. And I'm back. All right, let's go over here. We need the board. Biblical purpose. The origin answered the question, when did it first appear? Now, the purpose, marker. The purpose answers the question, why did answer the question, why did God make it? So, on your paper, right here where it says biblical purpose, I want you to write down, why did God make it? Why did God make literature? So, in your little word study of literature, you should start to get an idea of why God made literature. And we're going to look at some scriptures here, right, that show in the Bible about literature. Now remember, literature is not just writing. Remember, we talked about literature, the definition of literature, and we're going to move. We're going mobile, people. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep my rolling desk right here. I'm just going to pick up my tripod. There we go. We're going mobile. So, literature. Remember our definition over here? Right? Literature being learning, acquaintance with letters or books. Literature comprehends a knowledge of the ancient languages, denominated, classical, history, grammar, rhetoric, logic, geography, etc., as well as the sciences. So it's being able to read anything and gain a knowledge of it. So it's not just talking about books. It says the knowledge of the world and good breeding give luster to literature. So we're not just looking at the book and looking at reading the book. We're looking at literature as a whole. Why did God give it? What did he do with it? What was its purpose? So we have, again, some scriptures that talk about literature. I'll help you with the first one, and then I'll let you get going. The first one says, and you can read along with me, says, but Felix, having more exact knowledge about the way, put them off, saying, why, Lysias, the commander comes down, I will decide when Lysias, the commander, comes down, I will decide your case. So, let's take a look at this. Where does it show understanding, right? Because literature really talks about not just reading, but understanding. It says, having a more exact knowledge about the way, put them off, saying, when Lysias, the commander, comes down, I will decide your case. If I'm looking at that, and I say, okay, where in there does it give a biblical purpose? Why do we have literature? And I'm looking at it, I'm going to underline where it says, a more exact knowledge about the way. Now remember, this is the book of Acts 24, verse 22. This is talking about when Paul was around. So, let me grab a pencil real quick. So if it were me, I would underline a more exact knowledge about the way. So right here. See, that's what I did. I underlined it. And remember, the way is, do you remember? What do you think it is? Who's in my class? Christina. What do you think the way is? It's Christianity. That's what he was talking about. It says, but Felix, having a more exact knowledge about the way, it means he understood it. It means he had read and understood. He had read something about it, some type of literature about it, and he understood more clearly about it. And that's what we're talking about. The biblical purpose of literature is not just to write a story or write something down, but it's to understanding what has been written down. And I'm kind of giving that away. But, so this is what I want you to do. Uh-oh, there's a typo on the page I just saw. So, on your page, right here it says biblical purpose. Down here it says biblical origin. This should actually read purpose. My apologies for that. Actually, you know what? It's not going to say origin on your purpose because I'm going to go to my computer and I'm going to correct it before I print it out and send it to you. So, you're going to read, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 more scriptures. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to read those, and I want you to underline where it talks about the biblical purpose for literature. You're going to have to reason it out. I want you to try to find it. Again, go through these and show where is it talking about the biblical purpose of literature. Remember, not just a book, but again, we'll go mobile again. Come over here and we'll look at, or you should already have this as well, learning, acquaintance with letters and knowledge. The literature comprehends a knowledge of the ancient languages, denominated classical, history, grammar, rhetoric, logic, geography, etc., as well as the sciences. So literature talks about, when you have an understanding of literature, it's not just about the book or a storybook, but it constitutes or is made up of much more than that. So this will be due by Friday. And again, if you have questions, need help, give me a call, text message, any of those things, and I'll be happy to help you out. So until next time, have a great day.